What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the BMR NBA show. Monday morning, another chance to cash some tickets. I got my guy Jordan Sharp, got the homie J Money. Which y'all, well, let me throw it to you, Jordan. How was your weekend? I see you got the slick back John Wick look happening. Let these people know where you've been, what you've been up to.
Yes, sir. You already know. We wanted one of my official picks from last show on Friday. Absolutely nailed the under in that Clippers Pelicans game. That one was easy money. Couldn't do the same though in the Bulls Nuggets game. But luckily for me, I had this guy that I know named Junior Browne who was on the Bulls before the Nikola Jokic news came up that he was questionable on Friday. But boy, as soon as I saw that banner ad pop up, I jumped in on the Chicago Bulls Friday. So 2-1 personally. Took Saturday off as I usually do. But yesterday, you know me, guys. I can't. My palms start sweating when I see those 12:30 local start times with those high totals. I slammed the under on those, man. That was another easy money one yesterday for me. Mavericks Clippers. I hope you all had that one as well, because seeing that one at 214 points when it opened yesterday morning was just like Christmas in November almost. So a good weekend for me overall. Excited to break this slate down with you. Also excited before we get too deep to everything, to see what you guys have to say about a wild weekend, because the NBA is back, because they're puking in San Antonio or in Sacramento on Saturday, and then they're fighting in the Little Caesars Arena yesterday. Well, how do you guys grade the spinning back fist from LeBron yesterday? How cheap on a scale from 1 to 10 was that? Because I'm going about an 8 on the scale, from 1 being not cheap to 10 being extremely cheap at that one. How you doing, J Money?
Oh, everything cool with me, man. Hey, Friday went undefeated. I believe Saturday I know Saturday went undefeated, had 5 plays. Friday was a damn good day as well. Then yesterday, I didn't necessarily have a good day. I did have the Mavs. I thought Luka was gonna play, so I'm glad, man. Starting to get back to some 90s type basketball. We've seen a lot of unders hitting, like 100 to 103 type of games. Luke Walton got fired. I saw that last night with the Lakers. So they was almost finna lose. They got down double digits to the Pistons in that one. So there's a lot going on, man. The Lakers have some problems. It was a little cheap start by LeBron. I don't know, man. He was right there by the guy, and then he tried to come back and get him lately. So I really just think that he was just trying to make a scene, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out the league for at least a little while, for at least a few games, just for causing all that ruckus. But I'm trying to make some money, man. What's up, Junior?
Yeah, I'll comment on that LeBron cheap shot. I mean, I don't think LeBron was trying to hurt dude. I think LeBron was trying to hit his arm, and then just ended up hitting his face. I think that something me and Jordan talked about 2 weeks ago. Who was fighting 2 weeks ago? Oh yeah, when Jokic
was it Gobert and Miles, or was Jokic?
Oh yeah. First it was Gobert and Miles, then it was Jokic and one of the Morris twins, and we said it then, like, ain't nobody trying to fight. Jimmy Butler's talking about, see me in the back. Jimmy Butler, you shut your goddamn mouth. You standing right next to the dude, and you didn't have nothing to say until you knew the cameras were on you. Talking about meet me in the back. Yeah, you want to meet this 7'1", 260-pound Eastern European dude that had tanks rolling down the street when he was a little kid. You want to fight him? Good luck with that, son. Get the hell out of my face with this. And as for LeBron just did what he's supposed to do. He's like, yo, I didn't mean to hit, dude. Like, right. And then Stewart was like, yo, the camera's on me. My boys back home are gonna say I'm soft. Let me pretend like let me do more damage to my teammates and my coaching staff than I do to LeBron by pretending I want to fight. Get out of my face with these NBA fights. Unless your name is Ron Artest or Wacko Jacko or Jermaine O'Neal, you don't really want that smoke past like 2001, son. Get out of here with that.
I also put James Johnson in that category too, of dudes that
James Johnson,
tough guys. Yeah, but they're very
James Johnson. James Johnson will put you in the hospital.
He will straight up choke you out. Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. No. There's only a few of them. There's really not that many. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to today's games. I'm gonna say the last real tough guy that I believe in the NBA is Zach Randolph. Try it with Zach. If Zach, you know what I'm saying? If Zach acts like he wants to fight, I believe Zach.
You don't pride want of Indiana, Zach Randolph. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
You don't want it with Zach. But as for this game, we got the Charlotte Hornets visiting the Washington Wizards. I've just talked long enough, so let me throw it back to you, Jordan. I actually have, I have a two-team money line parlay. The Wizards are one half of that parlay. but I want to get y'all guys' opinions first before I say my piece. So Jordan, let me throw it to you.
I could have predicted almost that you'd be this would be one of the money line parlay days today, because it's kind of one of those where I think the spread is like, right past that one possession line where you're like, I don't know if I want to get into that. Charlotte can play up to par when they're playing a good opponent. This is, the Wizards maybe not last year would have been in that category. They're certainly in this year. So yeah, I certainly lean towards the Wizards. I'm a little more interested in this total, as I usually am, though. It's starting to kind of tick up, but then it started to go back down a little bit as well. So I am kind of thinking that the under could be a play if Charlotte's defense shows up. But then again, can you trust the Charlotte defense to show up? They kind of do, and will they, won't they type of thing with defense when they play certain teams. So it's a little tough for me to get involved with this game. I want to say that, and this is something I've kind of been thinking about most of the weekend, the over, I want to say, is going to start to have a little bit more value as we start to course correct with all these unders hitting and how the books are kind of like now, like most totals you see. Just today is a perfect example, with the exception of that Suns Spurs game, which we'll get into, and Memphis, Utah, obviously, and I guess Philly, Sacramento too is in 220, but the rest of those are in the low two teens, even the 2-0s in certain instances with Brooklyn and Cleveland. Like, it's sooner or later we're going to see some overs start to cash here, I think. I just don't know if it's going to be this game, and I'm not surprised to see this kind of tick back down total wise, because if Washington, like we've said, if they slow this Hornets team down, if they play defense to where they're capable, they match up very well with this Hornets team. They have a much, much, much better front court. I mean, they're like, I always say that was Charlotte almost every time. They're just going to dominate down low. Second chance points are going to be abundant for Washington tonight, so definitely not against that Washington pick. Just don't think I'm ready to jump on the spread here at 4. Seems like one of those where they could very easily just keep this within one possession, and Charlotte kind of either backdoors it or comes away with a cover, or even a straight up win here, which is a little bit concerning if they play defense. But I'm not ready to do that. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I'm ready here, man. You just heard my guy Junior say you're on the money line parlay. Don't even throw that straight up. Look, man, I don't mean to cut you off, Jordan, but I'm not trying to hear that shit today, man. I'm on the Wizards today, Jordan. I need you to be on the ball with me. I need you to be on the ball with me and Jordan, man. This is the revenge spot. You just saw them get down by 16 to the Heat, and they still came back and win. And I'm watching that game, and I'll be honest, I knew that the Wizards would be better, but I still thought that this was a little bit too hot of a start. I still think it is, but at the house, these boys ball out. It's almost like the Hawks. They're 7-1 straight up at the house, 7-1 against the spread, and I don't think that's going to change against the Hornets. It's not that the Hornets aren't a good squad, but they're just Jekyll and Hyde on the road. They're not that same team. They caught wind at the house. That's why they went 4-0 straight up. They're on the road now. They're going up against a much better team that's at the house. They're not holding the Wizards to 87 points. Dinwiddie didn't score a single point in that game. Give me the Wizards here first half and full game. They finna take these boys to Smack City. It ain't no close game, none of that, man. The Hornets, I don't think they're going to be able to keep this one close. If they didn't go, Bridges didn't go off for 30-some points, they wouldn't even, they would have got smacked by 20 versus the Hawks. So I think the Wizards play a lot better defense and offense at the house. They have revenge. They showed me some versus the Heat, got down 6. They could have easily mailed that in. And just real quick, Junior, I'm saying something with Bradley Beal. He's happy right now. We know he's had a lot of lackluster teams over there in Washington for years. This is the best team they've had for a while. They got rid of Westbrook, got 10 times better, and they got a new coach. He has some guys around him. They're playing defense. I see something with the Wizards here. I like them today. I'm right with them. The revenge spot, the numbers coming up as well. I think the book's telling you here, Wizards finna come and win this game, probably by double digits. So first half, full game for me, my guys.
All right, so I'm gonna piggyback on something that Jay just said. I've already cashed a lot of tickets with the Wizards this season. I feel like I've been ahead of the curve a little bit with them. But there's something that I seen in that game against Miami. So it was a home and away back-to-back series. The Wizards came into that fourth quarter down. Not only did they come back and win, they were down 99-90. Not only did they come back, take the lead, and eventually win the game, Bradley Beal did not make a basket in the fourth quarter. You understand? So when Jay Money says Bradley Beal is happy, of course he's happy, because he kind of looks at this like, yo, I didn't have to do nothing, and my guys rode for me. My guys carried me for the first time. And when was the last time Bradley Beal could even say that his teammates carried him? So if he's going to get his effort like this from his supporting cast, this is a playoff team. This is a team that's actually pretty dangerous, because they're holding. First of all, we're talking about totals. They're 11-5 to the under. They're holding teams to very low scores. We have to give Wes Unseld Jr. a lot of credit here. for coming in and changing the philosophy of this team. I think we've kind of gone on too long about this game, so I'm just going to say I got Wizards money line. First half of my money line parlay, I really like them in this spot. The Hornets, while their offense is pretty good, it's been regressing back to the mean. LaMelo Ball has cooled off a lot. And at the moment, they're relying on Miles Bridges. I'm not saying Miles Bridges can't keep it up, but you're asking Miles Bridges a lot to do a lot to be the leading scorer of an NBA franchise. That's just not who he is. He's a complementary piece that can go off sometimes. But right now, he seems to be their most consistent offensive player, and I don't think that's sustainable. And I think that the Wizards have the formula to kind of shut that down. So, and I think LaMelo's going to have to work on defense. He's either going to be matched up with Bradley Beal or Spencer Dinwiddie, and Spencer Dinwiddie is a handful, bro. Spencer, you know what I'm saying? So
barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, exactly. So with that in mind, fellas, let's get to this next game: Thunder versus Los Hawks. Por favor. All right, so I don't got to look on this game, so I'm going to throw it to Jay Money this time. Jay, what you got to say about this one?
I can only look towards the Hawks here. I'll tell you, the only thing that's working well for OKC here, in my opinion, is the fact this is the only Western Conference team that the Hawks have faced on this road, on this homestand. But I'll tell you, you don't face the Hawks right now at the house in any shape, form, or fashion. I feel like if you like the dog here, you probably stay away, especially even more with SGA possible sitting this game out. So I know OKC has been covering these double-digit spreads. I would not look towards. It's not even that. I wouldn't look towards betting on the Thunder here. I wouldn't fade the Hawks at the house. This is the fifth game of a row of this homestand. They're at the house, the same gym. They're getting hot. We know that they play really well at the house. Same thing with the Wizards. 7-1 straight up and against the spread at the house. I actually sprinkled on the first quarter, first half here. I think they keep it going and try to get this game over early. When I saw SGA questionable here, I said they probably rest him up. They know that they're probably getting taken to Smack City here. And I think the Hawks win in the blowout, even though this is an uninspiring game and they head on the road after this game. The way that they've been playing, if you guys been watching, it's Hawks or nothing for me here. I think it's going to be a trifecta casher by the Hawks, Jordan.
I'm not doubting that the Hawks can blow out the Thunder here. And you said it, Jay. I mean, like, this is one where I took a look at it and I said, oh God, 12.5 points. Who's hurt? And then sure enough, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because if he doesn't play, that does two things for the Thunder. One, it wrecks an already bad offense. Like, you're talking about not being able to get to 85 points tonight and being a struggle tonight. If he doesn't play, the Thunder are going to have a lot of problems in that area. But him not being there to check Trey and be that long, lanky defender that's going to at least try, be able to stay in front of him sometimes, it's over from there. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, him being in tonight makes this very interesting, though, and I'm kind of interested to see if he is going to play. But then you kind of look at the schedule. This is the last game of a 3-game road trip. Jay said they're playing their third game in 4 nights. It's very possible that he sits this game out. They start a little small homestand against Utah on Wednesday. A team that they're going to need him definitely against. So. And I get the feeling from this Thunder team, kind of like I did, December, January last year. Like, yeah, they're good when they're completely healthy, but they're not really playing for this year. And it's going to show with nights like this where they're playing on short or no rest, and they're going to hold their important long-term cornerstone pieces out. And SGA is definitely the tops on that list currently. So tough for me to get involved in this game. I want to roll up a fatty with some Oklahoma City. I hate going against Jay's play here, but I don't have anything official right now. Especially if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's out, then I'm staying far, far away.
Since I don't have anything on this game, I'll just be very brief. If you think that Oklahoma City is going to cover the spread, I can understand your thinking, but pay attention to what Jay Money said. Atlanta is not the same team at home as they are on the road. And just to take that a step further, they're 12 points better on offense and 9.5 points better on worse on defense. So they're significantly, they're not just better at home. Every team is better at home. So anytime one of us as cappers says that, we're kind of playing Captain Obvious here. But this is another level. They're 12 points better on offense at home and 9 points worse. That's a massive swing. It's got to be one of the biggest swings in the entire league. So it's Hawks or nothing for me. And at this price, I've just been priced out of the game. I'm not laying 11.5, 12 points with this Hawks team. Get the hell out of here with that. So with that in mind, let's go on to the next one. We got Midwest matchup, Central Division matchup. We got Los Pacers against the Bulls. I got the Bulls here, -3.5. I think it's down to like -3 now. I just don't like this matchup for Indiana. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not even like going to give you like a super analytical breakdown or whatever else. I'm actually going by something old school. Like when I first got into this game and I didn't know any better and I didn't understand how to research information, I'm just going by the eye test. And the eye test fails you a lot. So I don't even recommend that people follow me because I'm going by the eye test. When I watch this Indiana Pacers team, everything that they do well, the Bulls can counteract that. I just don't like this matchup for them. The way that Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan have kind of figured out this 1A, 1B situation, I don't see anybody on Indiana that can slow that down. Now, Indiana has a pretty obvious advantage themselves with Domantas Sabonis, but the Bulls do the one thing that as a capper makes me more likely to invest in you than not. When they decide to put the clamps down on defense, yo, did you guys see Caruso put the clamps on someone the other day? Like, was it yesterday or the day before? Oh my God! Like, yo, enough long talking. I'll finish my point after my boys go here. I'm on the Bulls -3. Anything above 3 gets a little iffy, like 3.5, 4. I'd be less interested. But the Bulls' margin of victory on the season is like 5.5. Which is right in my wheelhouse at this -3. So I'm on the Bulls. Jordan, what you got? You riding with your hometown Pacers or what?
Yeah, it may be my current hometown, but everybody knows where the original love has always been with me. Sir.
I know you're a Bulls guy. I was being sarcastic.
You know, it's like Bulls, then Grizz, then like Pacers are like kind of down here. Like I root for them because I'm here. I definitely don't hate on Indiana, but I mean you basically said it, man. Outside of the mismatch of Sabonis, I don't see how the Pacers could downsize and accurate, basically be able to keep up with this Bulls small lineup. I understand the Bulls are playing their third game in 4 nights and on no rest. Like that much is fine. They've actually not been bad in that spot. And also, if you look at how Indiana has played on the road, they've been really bad at times, 2-9 straight up in those spots and giving up over 110 points through 100 possessions. That being said, I do have a prop on a Pacers player here in this game. I'm thinking about the Bulls. But I think that, and this total just absolutely skyrocketing, I think is indicative of this. So I think I'm on the right side of this. But I have Sabonis over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Haven't done a whole lot of props yet this year, but I think this is the spot simply because the Bulls without Patrick Williams have kind of just been forced to go small at that power forward position. And if the Pacers and Rick Carlisle kind of stick to the jumbo lineup tonight and see if that's going to work, it's going to leave Sabonis with a ton of rebounds tonight. I think he's like 2-1 to have a double tonight. Just absolute lock of the century against a tired Bulls team. I would not surprise me to see him have a really big night. But that may be the only part that they have a big night because they may force to play him at center more and not play Miles Turner a lot and go small the matchup with this Bulls team. That 4-guard lineup is just absolutely deadly right now and tearing teams up. They don't really know what to do with it. They still haven't figured it out. I kind of thought that the Bulls would kind of have a little bit of regression that small lineup when Patrick Williams went out, just because I'm so very high on him and he fills so many roles for this team. But really haven't missed a beat. They just they give up some rebounds. The guys take Lonzo Ball when he's guarding the 4-man down to the post a lot. We saw that last night. Still hasn't really mattered. So I definitely like that Bulls pick, but I just think Sabonis here, regardless of what position he's playing and who's guarding him tonight, the Bulls have a very hard time keeping him off the glass and out of the paint here this evening, especially on the offensive board. So I think 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists, especially considering his baseline's somewhere between 3 and 5 assists. I think that's a pretty low number. So yeah, that's my official for this play, but staying off the spread for right now. May ride with you though. Here, what do you got for us, Jay Money?
Yeah, I got Jay, before you go, I just want to say one thing. One of the main reasons I took the Bulls here, I don't think the Pacers score 100 points in this game. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I don't like the spot for him. And it's down to 2.5 now. Like, all the money is on the Bulls here, and I understand why. Like, the Bulls are the better team. It was at 3.5. It was down to 3. Now hitting 2.5s. There's some money coming in on the Pacers, man, and I understand what they're doing, right? The Bulls, they come off a 5-game road trip on the West Coast. They come back to the house. A really tough game versus the Knicks, right? They end up pulling that game out. Super tough game. Now it's a back-to-back. Obviously, you didn't have to travel. You sit at the house. Now you head out on the road after this as well. well again. So it's a terrible spot, if you ask me, for the Bulls. Obviously, if you get their best ever, they're the much better defensive team. I'm looking at the matchups. They kind of got something there, like with the Twin Towers, so to speak, with Sabonis and Turner. They could own the boards here in this game. Obviously, the Bulls running the small ball there. They're going to have to match up with DeRozan and Levine. That's one thing you say, Junior. Those two together on the same team is absolutely unfair, if you ask me. I mean, the two guys are balling. I like their bench. Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr., Desumnu. They even got Kobe White back. So I like this Bulls squad. I just don't like the spot for them. And with the line going down as well, it's just, I'd like to say I lean Pacers, but this is real toss-up game for me. It's not something I'm betting at all, my guys.
Listen, I understand why Jay's not on this. I actually was not. I was actually trying to talk myself into the Pacers, just because I feel like I said since the beginning, Jay. Obviously, Jay, you weren't around for the first couple episodes, but Jordan knows. I was like, I am not on this Bulls bandwagon. The more the public is in love with something, the less I like it. But I've watched enough of their games to be like, okay, the foundation of this team is defense. And that I can buy into. Whether or not they're going to be able to hold down the Pacers in this matchup, I can see tired legs being a factor. I just don't believe in the Pacers. I just don't believe in them. So, anyways, that's my look. But enough about that game. We got 2 more games to go, 7 minutes left. Let's do this. The second half of my Moneyline Parlay, which I will get into once my guys here give you their picks, is the Phoenix Suns. All the Phoenix Suns have done is win 12 games in a row. All they've done is once again be one of the best ATS teams in the league. But again, the same narrative that I'm going to give you with the Bulls, I'm going to give you with the Suns. The Suns started off the season 1-4. And I think that things came to a head when they lost to Portland, when they allowed like a $134, and then they lost to Sacramento a couple days later, allowing a $110. Since then, though, they've held 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half of their games since that Sacramento game, they've held their opponents to under 100 points. Couple times, they've even looked like they were going to hold their opponents to under 90 points. As long as the Suns are playing defense, I'm not worried about their offense. I feel like their offense has, one of the greatest conductors of all time in Chris Paul, so they'll figure out how to get enough baskets. If you tell me the Suns need to outscore a team to win, I'm not with that. If they play a high-powered offense, I'm not laying points with these guys. But if they're playing against a team like the Spurs that struggle to score on a good day, I think that Phoenix have put the clamps down on these boys. It's a 2-team money line parlay: Wizards, Suns, pace plus 125. Jordan, what you got? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, you started last time. Jay, what you got?
Okay, yeah, I don't have official play on this game. This was one of the games that I had circled just as far as the spot, and the spot is on the Spurs here plus the points. Obviously, the Suns are red hot right now. I didn't put money on this game. I don't want to go against the Suns, and I expected it to be a lot closer game last night as well. That wasn't the case either. They blew them out, but they were at the house for a while, and what I like to do is fade a team when they head on the road for their first game after being at the house for at least four games. And the SDQL also supports it. It's not necessarily a good spot, especially laying points. And you look at the rest advantage as well. Spurs were off for 3 days. I mean, they had a mini vacation literally during the season. That's unheard of these days. Like I said, they got Jakob Poeltl back as well, the home dog, catching this team, the Suns, on the road game back to back. And I lean Spurs. It's not something I bet, but it was one of the. It was on my short list as a spot. It's a spot. Lean Spurs plus the 5.5. Jordan.
Yeah, I'm on the total in this one. This is one that I kind of not for the spread reason, but for the total reason. Kind of was looking at last night too, and I ended up not doing the full game total because I thought it was pretty fair. But the first half kind of opened at 108 points, and I don't think I've bet more than like 1 or 2 overs this year, but this is an over first half spot for me here. I got it at 108. I don't want to discount the Suns' 12-game winning streak, because anytime you can win that games in a row in the NBA, really don't care who you're playing, it's still impressive. Like, because you're right, Junior's absolutely right. Like they had a huge finals hangover to start the year, and it's all kind of come a little bit to the correct, and we're kind of starting to see the Suns that we saw in the playoffs last year. That being said, these 12 games, the opponents that they've played, not terribly impressive. There are some really signature wins in there, but I think they've had also pretty easy schedule to start the year, because they've only played 2 back-to-backs before tonight's being their third And I do think tired legs could come into a factor tonight. That being said, I'm not saying the Suns can't win this game. I'm kind of with Jay. I was leaning towards the Spurs, but with how bad their offense has looked, even with the days off may not help that. That's the only problem. Like, you see 3 days off in the NBA, and that actually could lead to some rust potentially. So that kind of is keeping me off the spread for this game. But the pace-wise is where I get the play for my over here in the first half, because these two teams have been skying in pace the first half. The Suns used to be like crawling pace-wise last year, and they've changed that around a little bit here this year. Not to be too long-winded, because I did write this up for BMR, so you can check that out. But the pace of this game plus tired legs for the Suns, I see them doing just enough to win this game. I could see them coming in and be like, we're playing a fresher team. We're playing a team that's going to give us a tough time. Very well coached, very disciplined, may make young mistakes, but they're going to try to push the pace as much as possible. And I don't think the Suns are going to really play down to that. I think they're going to absolutely meet that. And the Spurs offensively, have been very good at home in the first half so far. I think they played 6 games. They're averaging about 114 points per 100 possessions in the first half, and at the fastest pace of any team in the first half at home this year through their 6 home games. Combine that with the rest factor and the fact the Suns are coming in on their 3rd and 4 nights and on a back-to-back, even though obviously it was Smack City last night against the Nuggets and they got some rest. It's still going to be tired leg season, I think, for them. And I think you could see a very, very fast pace, a little bit more offensive first half before the defenses kind of start to come to play in the second half when the Suns realize it's winning time.
All right, so can you guys hear me, by the way? Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I like the spot for the Suns for a very weird reason. They won 12 games in a row. Obviously, they're going to cool off at some point. They play the Spurs tonight. They play Wednesday in Cleveland. But then they got a real tough Friday night at Madison Square Garden, and then the next day in Brooklyn. They're going to drop one of them games. And I think that, and this is me just projecting, obviously don't take my word as gospel, but I just feel like if I'm them, I'm approaching, okay, we got to get these San Antonio Cleveland wins, because this New York Brooklyn split, it's highly unlikely that they're going to win those games. And if they do, I promise you, I will be fading the shit out of them on Tuesday when they come home. First game off a 4-game road trip, and they play Golden State at the house. I'm all over the Warriors in that spot. But anyways, let's stick to tonight. We got one more game left. I know both my guys got something to say about this one. Memphis Grizzlies, Utah Jazz. Jordan, take it away.
We were talking about this before the show, and I know we don't have a lot of time here real quick, and I don't have anything official on this, so I'll be brief to kick it to the man of the hour who does. But I want to get behind the Grizzlies in this first and foremost, but Dylan Brooks being doubtful is scaring me away, one. Secondly, their defense has been, at most of the season, just absolutely bad, and their offense has not been that much better. And its simple fact for me is that, and Junior, I know you've mentioned this for me, like it's extremely top heavy for them right now, and with Brooks not playing, that makes it even more top heavy. But that being said, if there was ever a time for the Memphis Grizzlies to man up, this would be the night. Because if they get shellacked again, I mean, you could. The Western Conference is not what we thought it was to begin the year. It's obviously it's banged up. It's been a little bit more of a war of attrition as opposed to last year where it was just every team was just amazing. The Grizzlies, if they want to make the playoffs, though, I mean, they're going to have to turn these things around, and being competitive in a game like this would, I think, go a really, really long way for their psyche, which I think has been a little bit damaged so far to start the year. But yeah, I mean, coming off of their last loss and how they lost it, if you don't show up for this game early and often, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I got to fade this team until further notice, because this Jazz team, and we talk about it every time they play at home, you know their defense is going to come to play, and they're going to have to guard the three-point line. If you can do those two things, the Grizzlies can cover tonight. For me, without Brooks, though, he's their energy. He's their two-way guy. I mean, he brings something to the table that Memphis has been sorely lacking with him being in and out of the lineup, and with him looking like he's going to be out again. It's got to be a pass for me, though. But Jay Money, I'm real interested to see what you have to say, because you're going to be the guy that talks me into the Grizzlies tonight, one way or the other.
Yeah, if they're a hard-nosed team, like I know, I mean, if you look at the interviews and all this shit afterwards, I mean, Taylor Jenkins said, like, they didn't come to play. We didn't compete. That's one of the worst games I've seen a Grizzlies team play, the players play in over 3 years. So, I mean, I'm sure he chewed their ass out. This is a hard-nosed team, like somewhat like a baby. I'm not going to say like the Heat, but they're a hard-nosed team. They are a hard-playing team as well. They play hard for their coach. Regardless, man, the Grizzlies team that I know will come back with something here after getting smacked up. I could also argue that it was maybe a look ahead as well. We know that they won the first game in Utah last year in the playoffs before getting 4-0 and losing that series 4-1. So I always hop on a team that lost the playoff series the first game of that next season. Obviously, I want to buy them as well, coming off a 43-point loss as well. They were down by 50 points in that game. So I think they'll bounce back with that. I think they'll come out here with some hunger. I like to take the more motivated teams. Obviously, they have to guard the three-point line. I would love to have Milton and Brooks back in there. I'd be on this heavy, but just a regular play for me. I'm going Grizzlies to start out with some here, taking them +6 in the first half, and it's up to +10.5 full game. I'll take it. It'll probably just keep going up. Obviously, I mean, people like the Jazz here. I can understand it. It could be they could smack them up, but I'll definitely go with the Grizzlies. I think they'll have a shot to win this game outright. I'll definitely take the 10.5 points in this spot. 10 times out of 10. Like I said, if they lose by 15, it is what it is. But coming in, me taking the more motivated team, getting 10.5 points with playoff revenge as well, coming off a 43-point loss, looking for a bounce back game, I'll take it, my guys. Give me the Grizzlies today. Grind City, baby.
That's it. I ain't got nothing on this game other than you guys kind of talked me into possibly taking a John Morant prop if I could find a decent one, because John Morant was eating buffet style last year in the playoffs against these boys, and I don't see how that's going to be any different today, especially with Dylan Brooks out. Or I think he's out, right? Like he's got a hamstring problem.
Yeah, doubtful. Yeah, so probably out.
I hope he fucking plays.
I hope so too.
Yeah, right.
I might have to ride with y'all on that plus money with the Grizzlies, but let's wrap this up, fellas.
Who we got first?
All right. I'll go first. I got Bulls -3. I just think they're a better team than the Pacers. For those of you that are looking to ride with me, do take something that J Money said into consideration. It is a tough spot for the Bulls. They played a lot of games this week, but I just believe that they are a better team and match up really well with the Pacers. And I've got the Suns and Wizards moneyline parlay. I like the matchup for both teams. I think that both teams defensively will put the clamps down. Even though I do agree with Jay that the Spurs plus money has value, I think the Suns take care of business today and on Wednesday. Jordan, what you got?
Give me the over 108 first half. Suns Spurs. I like the pace in that one. I think the Suns' tired leg plays a factor early in the game. We could see them score a lot of points in the first half, regardless of those tired legs too. And give me Sabonis over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight. I think he has pretty good matchup against this undersized Bulls team.
Yes, sir. I'm going with the Grizzlies, man. First half +6. I think they come out with some fire here. I think the coach allowed to fire up on their ass as well. And +10. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Grizzlies win this game. I think they will be very motivated to win this game. And I'm also on the Wizards today as well. I took them last night -3.5. It's up to 4. I still like it. Wizards by double digits, my guys.
You heard the boys. Fire picks. Listen, if you're tailing one of us, 3 of us, you bound to hit something. There's no way that we ain't gonna be cashing tickets tonight. Love doing the show with these guys. Love hearing their expert opinions. I really respect what they got to say. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you check out BMR's website. Make sure you like this video, like all our videos. Share the videos. Don't be greedy. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows and all the great shows that we have on the channel. My name is Junior Browne. As usual, my guy Jordan Sharp, the homie J Money. The boys are back in town. Let's cash some tickets.
Triple J.
Done.